I don't know, Pika. I'm just like looking at your show notes, your copious amount of show notes that you give to me, the talent, every episode, and I don't think that making fun of anyone, my hat, or communists is even like good.
We have place for you, comrade. Specifically on the wall, with blindfold and cigarette.
I mean, it's really inappropriate to be making fun of communists and, you know, Eastern Europeans or, help. And then we said, and then I didn't expect that the next. Look out, Pika, and all the blood. Right. What do we do with old comic book bags? We take one, and we fill them up with crumpled up other ones, so we don't put them on the floor and we don't slip and fall. And you know the drill. Thank you so very much. Welcome back. It's time for the Comics Coffee Table. It's also New Comic Book Day. So hail and huzzah. We're probably at the local comic book shop right now. I actually like bringing everyone from the live chat premiere into the local comic book shop and saying like, oh, I didn't get this one. Oh, I got this one. Oh, what are you getting? Stuff like that. So if you're here, it's the 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily Geeky chill stream. And we talk about comic books. And if you're lucky enough to make the 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily live chat premiere, let me tell you, we are talking about new comic books on a New Comic Book Day. And you're welcome to join us. It's always great to see the new faces in the live chat. And if you can't make it for the premiere, you can also contribute to the conversation in those comment sections. Keep this comic book shop style conversation continuing, please. And thank you so very much. We are the Geeky Chill stream that focuses on comic books. I like floppies, funny books, comics, they just... comic books, I grew up with comic books, and I don't know if kids are growing up with comic books anymore. So maybe this will, pass into history along with people like me, or maybe it will never go away either. It's been going on for 90 years. It preceded me, and it's sure as heck going to keep going in whatever form. And I'm just so thrilled to be here with you guys today talking about comic books. We leave the real world over there. We pull up a chair to our very own Comics Coffee Table. We grab a cuppa, whatever it is we're shoving under our noses today there, Pally, strong guy, sizzle chest, chowder head, pre-recorded, live before a studio audience of stuffed animals from our Boston studios. Pull up a chair, bring a cup. What's on your mind? What are you reading? What are you buying today? We'll be getting into the new comic books very shortly because I have a menu of what's available today, of all the different comic books that are coming out. There are 8... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 88 plus 94 different new comic books on this Wednesday. Will your local comic book shop have all 94 of these publications, these serialized, this format? I get this information from leagueofcomicgeeks.com/comics/new Comics. And that's the URL, the Universe Resource Locator. That's the webpage. And it's a really good, I've bookmarked this. And so I come back to this every week. And it's my resource to talk about this week's new releases. It's also nice, too, because I'm at the local comic book shop now in my village square. I'm looking at the shelves. And I could be being reminded of something like, oh, really? This is released this week. You were supposed to get that. Let's see if it's on the shelf. Like, oh, you gave this a chance last month. Are you giving another? Maybe. These are legitimate things. Like, ooh, this. Let's see if this is even on the shelf. Like, my local comic book shop. I can always start a pull list. I can always ask them to order me a copy. That is part of the agreement of having a local comic book shop. They will do that for you. Yes, that's part of their job in a way. They would love to provide this service to you. Me, I like being free. I like the freedom. I like I don't want to be tied down to a pull list, and it's very confining for me. But I could, I should. I don't know if there's anything. Is there anything out there I will get with monthly regularity that's going to stick? That's an interesting question, because I reserved the right to stop buying something. Also, I gave up on a sub a long time ago, and that stuck with me. I mean, I felt bad. If you can't fulfill your pull list, please call your local comic book shop and just they accept it. They will say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let us know if we can help you in the future." You could be moving. You could have lost your job. I did, and I couldn't afford it anymore. But I neglected to tell my comic book shop, and that was 20 years ago, Sully. I know, but still, I have heart. Indeed. I hope you're feeling well today, and I hope you're doing wonderful, and I hope you're clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. Ooh. This is the show where we bag, we board, we're rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire comic book collection. And it's been fun along the way. We look at comic books. We look at old floppies, funny books, comics, not the trade paperbacks, really. I got a bunch of them, but still, I love the monthlies because I grew up as a small person, a child, with something called pocket change. 2 quarters and a dime, eventually 3/4 by the mid-'80s. That would get you a funny book. Kids had pocket change. You could have 3 rounds of Galaxian, or you can buy the new issue of G.I. Joe, or something like that. Or DC by then was 75 cents. Or this issue of Blue Devil, or Blue Beetle. That was, or Ambush Bug. Loved Ambush Bug. Ambush Bug was fun. And or Gru the Wanderer. There were just so many different things that were literally on something called a spinner rack. You've seen them in the corners of my fellow neckbeards' show. I got one in the living room. I was gonna put it right here, but literally my closet's right there too, so it's kind of impractical. But it almost migrated from my living room to so you could see it there and be regaled by the 1981ness of look at all those Marvel 1981 funny books on that spinner rack. Yes, because I was 8 years old going on 9 with my pocket change. That's when Marvel went from 50 cents to 60 cents. And around that time, too, DC will go from 50 to 60 to 75 cents. They didn't stay at 60 for very long. And while Marvel really held the line at 60 cents for a chunk of the mid 80s, and a couple of their titles, which were the more popular, were sold at 75 cents. This is true. And but yeah, so I'm reboxing, reboarding, rebagging my entire collection. It's been fun and informative too. I'm learning a lot along the way. I'm using these two books. They were given to me as presents by my parents last Christmas. So this entire season is dedicated to my parents. Thank you so much. I love you. These are the Overstreet guides. These are so important. This is enlightening me and illuminating me, my head, to a part of my lifelong hobby that I kind of ignored. I've been aloof of this for so long, and it's been really fun, informative, and it's just put a new spin onto my old hobby. Yeah, these are the Overstreet guides. You can find links in the description to the to where you can get copies of these, or you can be asking your local comic book shop as well. You can be like, hey, do you carry the Overstreet Price guide on can you order me one? You can ask that. They'd love to do that for you too. Yeah, this one in particular is really good. So this is art by Billy Tucci on the cover here. That's Ms. Fury, a Golden Age character who is not DC or Timely Comics. This is not Catwoman. Yes, there's a cat. Yes, there's a bodysuit. Yeah, but this is a completely different Golden Age character, and it was drawn by Billy Tucci. And I got Billy Tucci to sign this for me. Ain't that cool? I told you at the beginning of the year. Yeah, we're gonna get this signed by the artist. That was so cool. Yeah, he had a warm story about the Overstreets and being part of that, and very, very touching. And it's you go to the cons and you make these connections and you share stories with the creators, with the storytellers, and it's always nice to hear like the anecdotes. That was a very nice thing to hear from Billy, and he told me that, like, hey, expect more in the future, and I'm like, expect me to be getting these Overstreet guides in the future too. So yeah, I'm really happy that, to have shared that with Billy Tucci. And that was great. That was nice. And awesome. Well, let's get to it. Let's talk about new releases. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that could be. Let's talk about funny books. Let's talk about funnies in a minute. Let's talk about funnies. Musical interlude, huh? Spirit fingers. Bet you weren't expecting that. Actually, you probably were. All right. What is new this week in the world of comic books? New comics today. We'll be reviewing anything I buy on Sunday. Sunday is my new release review day. I like that because it's like my Sunday magazine show. Like Sundays used to be a special day in American culture or in Western culture. It was the day off, the day of the Lord. You could be going to church. You could be going to grandma's for supper. People from with modern families, you could be going to 2 suppers from 2 different grandmas. You could, it depends. You could be doing that as a typical family too. What do I know? But my Sunday would usually be, wake up, go to church, go to a grandma's house for supper, and then there would be just the movie shows on TV, but during that day Sunday mornings you would get the Sunday newspaper, which had the Sunday funnies, full color, bigger, comics, and you also had special magazine sections, like you had the Boston Globe magazine or the New York Times magazine. You had the Parade magazine section, and so it was just just very robust, different. It was Sunday kind of content. TV networks had their news network shows, and like Sunday Morning with CBS, and just these magazine shows, like 60 Minutes on CBS. It was like a news show, like in this magazine format. And so it's nice to have like the Sundays, our Sunday magazine special on magazines, right? Let's get to it. All right, so Batman 136 is out. It's a $4.99 cover price, written by Chip Zdarsky, 40 pages for $4.99. There's a backup feature in there about the Batman as Zur-En-Arrh. It looks like we have we have writer Chip Zdarsky, artist Jorge Corona, and Belen Ortega. And the cover artist is Jorge Jimenez. So he has not returned to the show as of yet. So the backup feature is Zur-En-Arrh, who Chip Zdarsky brought back after Grant Morrison brought it back. After Morrison brought that back from the Silver Age. It's a little played out at this point. In my humble opinion, pass. Flash number 800 for $4.99. If it's on the shelf, it is mine. 48 pages. It's a couple of there's a couple of variant covers for this one, of course. But this one is a special issue 800. This volume of this numbering began back in the golden age of Flash, of the golden age of comics, of DC Comics, and we've had a couple of volumes issues number one along the way. We're coming into a new issue number one shortly, and there is like 5 different tales in this. Don't Come to Central City, Max in the Mirror, Flash Family, Blitz Back, and Between Love and You. An oversized anniversary issue concludes writer Jeremy Adams' acclaimed tenure. Yeah, he's been on it for actually about 3 years or so. I got some Adams to make up on. He's the one that got me back buying DC Comics, taking chances on DC Comics, and getting the Flash monthly, and that was nice. And it was a big suggestion by everyone from Wes, Thinking Critical, comics aficionados, and the panelists, and the culture of that station, and the people I've met. You're not reading Flash? You, of all people. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And you know what? It was a great suggestion. So I'll keep getting the Flash, I guess, if it's okay. Cy Spurrier's starting a cosmic kind of Flash adventure, and yeah, I'm a Flash fan. I'll stick with it, but I'm definitely gonna get Flash 800 if it's there. X-Men number 23 by Jerry Duggan. It's $3.99. That's the median cover price. $3.99, 28 pages, and the Sentinels get an upgrade. Anti-mutant fanaticist, what? A fantastist? What does that mean? I'm looking that up on Google. Okay, a fantasist. Yeah, a fantasist. A person who imagines or dreams about something desired. Okay. Anti-mutant fantasist, Fei Long, has taken control of Tony Stark's businesses and devoted Iron Man's technology towards the next generation of Sentinels. These Stark Sentinels are as hard to beat as old Shellhead themselves and fully devoted to crushing the X-Men. Okay. Let's see. Jerry Duggan's the writer. Joshua Cassara is the artist. And they did a fine job. That last issue, I got X-Men 22. Maybe I'll get this one as well and check it out. Sure, I could. But Stark Sentinels have been done before. Wasn't that like a big part of like I don't know. I come back and forth to the X-Men and Marvel comics. I'm waxing and waning with them, a lot over the years. I stay pretty much very more current mentally, I guess, on DC comics. But I have this waxing and waning love with Marvel. So there's lots of spaces in Marvel comics that I'm just unaware of, or maybe just a little ignorant of. And I'm pretty darn sure there've been Stark Sentinels in continuity, not just, you know, and there have been Animanium Sentinels before. Let's look this up real quick. Stark Sentinels. I know I've seen this before. It's in the Marvel database. A wiki. It's marvel.fandom.com/wiki/Stark_Sentinel. There's a Mark 1. There's a Mark 2. Not a lot of information on this page. Let's look at Stark Sentinel Mark 1. It's from Earth 616. Yes, indeed. Its first appearance was in Avengers and X-Men Axis. And its destruction was in Avengers Rage of Ultron #1. Let's see, it was done by Rick Remender and Adam Kubert. Avengers and X-Men Axis. This was Volume 1, 2014, 2015. And that was the big event comic. I remember that. Yeah. This was like, and there was like powers, everything flipped or something. What the hell was this about? But yeah, there were Stark Sentinels involved there. Okay, now let's look at the other one. Mark II. Will this be the Mark II? Stark Sentinel Mark II. And that appeared in Invincible Iron Man, Volume 5, April of 2023. Created by Jerry Duggan and Juan Frigeri. So we do have... So he's bringing this over from something else he wrote. And he wrote this in preparation for his hostile takeover of Stark Unlimited. Anti-mutant industrialist Fei Long embedded himself in the company and secretly funneled its resources in the construction of Sentinels, based on the technology of Iron Man armor, taking advantage of Stark's recent divestment from the company. So yeah, there we go. That's interesting. I might just pick that up. Sure, why not? If it's there, it's mine. We've got Dark Knights of Steel #11. That's for $3.99. That's 32 pages. It's written by Tom Taylor, art by Yasmin Putri, and there's some fans of that out in the live chat. I know that much, and it's a multiverse tale. In the Infinite Earths out there, this is a Justice League set in kind of a medieval thing. So I guess, would this be fair to say it's a mashup of like Game of Thrones and Justice League? I don't know. See, there's Immortal X-Men 12. Yeah, I'm staying away from that. Let's see. Let's look at like comics I would buy. Spawn 342 at $2.99. My buddy Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House raves about Spawn, and it's had a really affordable cover price. $2.99, and that's like a decision made by McFarlane, and he does. That's like, hats off to you. He sells comic books at $2.99. We have Shazam #2 by Dan Mora and Mark Waid. That's 32 pages at $3.99. And sure, I'm in on that. I bought issue 1, and I'll see where this is going. I'm in on that. So it looks like we have a handful of funny books so far. I'm not reading Tom Taylor's Adventures of John Kent Superman. Sounds interesting. Teenage John Kent comes across a teenage Damian Wayne, and they were, the super sons on his Earth. But this Damian didn't have a John Kent. to hang out with when they were children. And well, I hope people like it. I hope people are. It's not getting a lot of hullabaloo like his previous incarnation did. The previous incarnation was leaning into identity politics, and this is just trying to. This is more about Superman mythos and Tom Taylor playing with his own action figures in a way. He's the one that wrote Injustice, so he is returning to Injustice World with John Kent, a version of the child that never was for that Clark Kent. His entire reason for becoming a tyrant was because of Lois being pregnant and being set up to kill, the cruelness by the Joker that set that all in motion. Indeed. There's Invincible Iron Man #7. I won't touch that. That's not, I don't know. There's a X-Men Before the Fall, Mutant First Strike #1. It's 36 pages at $4.99. It's one of these one-shots written by Steve Orlando, and it looks like people are digging under Krakoa, and Krakoa strikes. Ever since the mutants declared themselves humanity's new god, certain circles have been waiting for the other shoe to drop: the wrath. When a small New England town is hit by a devastating mutant attack, it seems like the wrath is here. But all isn't as appears, and Krakoa doesn't hesitate to save lives. So it's time for Bishop to lead Krakoa's biggest rescue ever yet. I like Bishop as an X-Man. But no, I'm going to pass on that. There's Loki #1. It's $4.99. And 36 pages, written by Dan Waters. And not interested. No. Let's see. The Captain America Sentinel of Liberty #13. That's getting canceled soon. Is this the last issue? Let's see. Is this... Yeah, I don't even know. I don't read Captain America. Not recently. See, there's some... It's okay to have this, like I said, back and forth with certain titles and publishers, because it's like, I don't think it's worth reading. Wow. Steelworks #1, written by Michael Dorn of Star Trek fame. Sure, I'll pick it up. I don't know if it's going to be a key or anything, but why not? Ambassadors #6 allegedly will be out, so I'm looking forward to that. This was it's Mark Miller and Matteo Scalera. Matteo Scalera is really good. Mark Miller's had a different artist on every issue, and it's just showcasing the might of superhero storytelling and how it can still be done, and it's well done too. There's a new Deadpool out. It's called Batter Blood #1, and this is it's story and artist by Rob Liefeld, his creator, and I don't know if it's my cup of tea. Deadpool's never really been my thing. Really. What else is out there, too? IDW is doing a lot of things with... Well, they always have, though. With Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is a very friendly property that plays well with other non-interacting IPs from other places. Like, I've been getting... TMNT and Usagi Yojimbo, and that's being done by Stan Sakai himself. And so it's pretty fun. I still got to get issue 3. That was sold out of 2 of my LCSs. So this is an issue 1 by the same. It's about IDW, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter. Chun-Li, Cammy, Ryu, and Ken, and Guile. I mean, this is great. This is a great cover. 36 pages for $3.99. And I just might pick this up if it's available, because it looks fun. And I mean, it just, oh gosh, so much fun with both of those video games as well. Magic Order #5's coming out. I haven't been tuned into that at all. There are a few Star Trek titles off of IDW. Not touching them, and I'm a lifelong Trekkie. There is a Cherry Pop-Tart variant cover of Money Shot Comes Again #2 from Vault Comics. I mean, is she in the book? I don't know. She's become Cherry Pop Star. Ooh, indeed. If I'm like, it's written by Tim Seeley though. We'll see. I guess we'll see. What else is going on today? Out of the 94 different funny books that's available to purchase from your LCS on New Funny Book Day. Let's see. What else is there? I'm still looking. You've Been Canceled #1 from Mad Cow Studios. I might pick that up. I've been looking at the Mad Cave Studios. You've Been Canceled #1. It's $4.99. Written by Kurt Pyers, penciled by Kevin Castanero, and it just looks fun. In the near future, cancel culture means more than losing your job. It could mean losing your life. Dun, dun, dun. The world's premiere entertainment is called Cancelled, a live stream program where elite bounty hunters called cancelers kill individuals whose society has voted to cancel following heinous actions or offenses. Our story follows Roland Endo, the world's #1 ranked canceller. Because of his status, Roland lives in a constant state of paranoia with a target on his back. It sounds fun. It sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. I don't watch Black Mirror. That's not my cuppa. It's kind of really disturbing. That some of those shows that people describe that to me. They're trying to get me to watch it. Like, Sully, you don't watch Black Mirror? You're such a Twilight Zone fan. You're totally gonna love it. There's this one where this guy has to the PM of England has to F a pig in order to save the princess. And you had me at effing a pig. I'm not. No thanks. But then there's the one about the social credit score and it's dropping and isn't that what we're? It sounds like CNN. But yeah, I might get listen, Viz is putting out One Piece issue number 1085. That's wow, huh? I've heard that One Piece is one of the longest running serials in print publication out there. Really, and that's it for our new release menu. There is something called Hey Kids Comics, Schlock of the New #3 by Howard Chaykin. If that's on the shelf, I'll get that. I love Howard Chaykin. I love his art, his sense of humor too. And but yeah, thanks for hanging out with us on New Release Wednesday, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. We talk about comic books. We grab a cuppa, whatever it is we're shoving under our noses today. We take a coffee break with each other. And we talk about comic books. The Geeky chill stream that brings us all together and gets us chatting daily about something we love. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. If you're new to the channel, click on those notifications. Ring that bell. Be part of the conversation at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern in the live chat premiere. It's always fun. Leave a comment in the comment section. Continue this comic book shop style conversation. Cheers. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.